Hello everybody and welcome back to the Fire Emblem Path of Radiance Footlock playthrough. Let's get started, shall we? And Leth transforms. Now, one thing I forgot to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 4 movements on anybody on the ground. That is not a bird of some kind, like this dude over here. Now, this is the desert. People move around and fly a lot. Over here, we have the guard scroll. As mentioned by Sigrun, there are random treasures hidden here in the desert. They're in specific spots, and I do have a map on me just to make sure. I'll try to get most of them. But in the meantime, Void, shove Ileana. Ileana, get over here. And I want to equip the Breeze because this dude actually transforms and has 8 movement afterwards, which then puts Ileana into his range. So keep that in mind. Also, the primary reason I brought in Mordecai for this chapter, shove bot, particularly on Braum. Nephany, just stay close. And for this kitty cat, 1, 2, 3, so he can move one more over. Okay. From where you start, I think somewhere around here. Nope. Okay. Not gonna get lucky. You could literally stay here for the entire chapter. You're max level. Don't really need to do much else. Volk, just stay over there. And time for the fireworks to happen. And transformations. Lots of them. Nice birdie. And transformations. All done. Leth, 7 compared to 16. I thought she was in range 2-shot, but I guess not. Meanwhile, I got in range of the Raven without realizing. Oops. In the meantime, I'm fairly sure Reese is going to get doubled. Nope. Okay then. Meanwhile, Ileana. Hawk. Ouch. Wind. Doing its job. Very nicely. And able to double. Very nice, Ileana. I'm going to try to kill as many of the enemy units with Ileana. That's for sure. Meanwhile, this dude. Fairly sure, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Fairly sure right around him should be the Silver Blade. Let's see. Smite's a Hark. I'm 1 space away. So, shove with Void. Reese, I'm going to have you move back and heal up Ileana. Meanwhile, you actually having a weapon is kind of nice at the very least, since you can retaliate now. And in the meantime, Zahark, you can use the Iron Sword since Reese softened up the crow already. Whoop whoop. Volk, how much damage can you deal? 3. So what I'm going to do, if that's the case, move Leth over here. If she doesn't get a crit, yeah, like I thought she might. I'm going to move Volk back here and just stab. Very nicely done. Nice crit. I'm going to move him over just because I can. This Raven's not close to transforming quite yet. Meanwhile, are any of you close to transforming? Not at the moment. Okay. Meanwhile, Zahark is the only person in range of you. Move you up 1. Wolf moves up a little bit too. Nephany. And I actually... 1, 2, 3... 4 would be that spot. And 5 would be 2 spaces in front. I'm gonna put on the Fire Tome and we'll call it a turn. Meanwhile, Tiger, Zahark. Ouchie. Meanwhile, Adept triggers. 1 point off. So, let's see. You're at 10, you're at 12. Okay, then. Prom... If I can range kill you, I will try, but doing that might be hard. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm going to have Reese actually shove Rolf, if that's the case. Meanwhile, back along the edge over here should be the next item, which is a coin. Rolf, you're lower level, so I don't mind that. Rolf's bow, just because let's save on excess resources. Saving on resources is always useful. I'm gonna keep the bow equipped for the chapter, but yeah. I'm not expecting Braum to get a ton of EXP in this chapter, that's for sure. Meanwhile, left deals more damage, so I'm kind of curious. 15, 14, yep. Volk. That's a little bit precarious. I think what I'll do... I'll move left up here, and that vulnerary is going to start coming in handy. And I'm just going to move Ike up, and Curious. I'm going to see if I can find the Physics Staff, as I think there should be a Physics Staff right around there. Yeah. Physics are very useful staff, no matter who you ask. Ranged healing is always better than not ranged healing. In the meantime, Ileana should be set up to... yeah, you're fine. Ileana should be able to take... should be getting attacked by this dude, and the other dude shouldn't hit her. I think in the meantime, I'm going to move Zahark back over here. And I'll leave it at that. Not much else to take care of at the moment. In the meantime, transformation. I wouldn't be surprised also if I lost a lot of bonus experience on the turns to complete. Considering that this chapter is kind of weird in terms of how it's structured. Meanwhile, Ileana should be fast enough not to get doubled by the cat, at the very least. In the meantime, Braum. If I can, smite you back over. Yeah, you still grow a forward turn. Yeah, no, nothing, just kills. Okay. Well, I tried. Reese, Staff, I want you to heal Ileana. And yeah, as said earlier, gonna try to get most of the kills with Ileana, as this is the chapter where she's definitely gonna be the most useful. By here, let's see, somewhere around here, I might end up finding, buried in the sand. Let's see, that cat might go towards the heart, which will be fine. And I'm just going to send Boyd that way, or Braum. And I'm just... Are you guys close to transforming? Yeah, at least the front one is. Gonna send Soth that way. Meanwhile, Volk, I would like you to head back over here. Leth, move over here. Kill this kitty cat. And this dude, I'm gonna leave Ike here, I think. Yeah. We're going in like a bull in a china shop, basically, with all the enemies. So, you'll have to excuse me here. Now, I could technically use the iron bow from Boyd on that dude, but I want to save it. Mostly because I want to make sure things go swimmingly for up here, as I can. Yep. Oh, very nice dodge, Ileana. Meanwhile, he's a little bit unable to be doubled. In the meantime, Boyd, I wouldn't be surprised if you got attacked. Meanwhile, Soth, I think I'm a bit too far over. I'd have to stand right there, Shine Tome. By the way, in case you're curious, thanks to Lumina, the skill that you gain whenever you become a bishop, you're able to use light weapons equal to your staff rank. It's a little bit awkward, but it works. Javelin, Halberd's an insta-kill, so is the Laguz Lance. Let's see. I think no matter what, Ileana's going to be hard-pressed to try and get a kill. So what I'm going to do instead, think smarter, not harder, is I'll move her over here and kill this cat. Very nicely done. Level up Ileana. I think at this rate, Ileana's going to be on track. Ooh, very nice on the speed. Ileana's going to be on track to promote it sometime during the next chapter. In the meantime, Nephany is lower level than both Rolf and Zihark, so I'll give her the Laguz Lance and let her do her thing. In the meantime, this dude and this dude right here. And move Reese out of the way. You're also right at the cusp of transformation. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Meanwhile, just gonna wait on you. Braum. I could technically kill him, but what I'm going to do is equip the pointy stick and call it a turn there. Boyd, you're probably not fast enough to double, but at the same time, kind of need to keep Reese safe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move Mordecai right in front of Reese, and that should ideally prevent him from being hit. Meanwhile, Leth, I need you to take on this dude. Vulnerary. That should bring you back up close to the HP threshold. And yeah, Volk. Move over here behind Leth. If I have to, I will have you help. Meanwhile, transformation should be happening. Transformation into a hawk, another hawk, and a cat. In the meantime, that kitty cat is a little bit there. Also, nice job, Braum. No damage. Meanwhile, I think... Oh, Soth. Yikes. He should be fast enough that he's not taking a double, but damn, that felt a bit scary. Meanwhile, I think Les should be able to double you since you're a tiger. Yep, nicely done. Ike. Also nicely done. And Nephany. Just killed. Cold blood murder. Well, that's how it happens occasionally. Meanwhile, Ileana. I wonder if she's fast enough to double this cat. Yes, she is. Very nicely done. In the meantime, let's go up here and use the Laguz Stone. Very first time I need you to use this, since I've mostly cleaned up with whoever else was left. Meanwhile, I'm going to use the Iron Blade. No reason not to. Volk, over here, is a statue frag. Kinda useless, but it sells for a good chunk of money, so I'm not complaining. In the meantime, I think I want Nephany up here to help out there. Braum can take care of his own cat problem. In the meantime, how much transformation gauge do you guys have left? Plenty. Okay. Breeze, perhaps the Zapper. Zappy boy. I'm just going to have Ileana zap that tiger to death. I think the two tigers that are beside Mawarm don't move. But I guess to be safe, if it's on Soth anyways, I think it's on Volk. Yeah, it's on Volk. What I'm gonna do, since I see that cat can't reach me, I'm gonna move over here. I'm going to have Mawarm smite, or Mawarm, blah. Mawarm's the boss. Going to have Mordecai smite, and heal up Ileana. Just to be safe. Then I basically have free reign of whoever I want to kill him. In the meantime, sharp stick. Kill this cat. Thank you. Smite is such a good thing too. Rolf or Zahark? I think I'd much rather have Rolf be a bit closer. One shot from the silencer will do it, so that's what I'm going to use. Very nicely done. And yeah, there's no way for me to get like Boyd over to Ike or anything like that. Just gonna move Zaharkin right behind, and that should be it. This cat's going over to heal. Ooh, I do stand corrected. These tigers do move. In the meantime, ouch. And Leth, you should be fine. Level up. First natural level up with her. Very nicely done, Leth. I was not expecting that. That's for sure. Meanwhile, advantage, almost enough to kill. That was quite impressive. I'll have you... Oh, I should have used fire. Oops. That's what I meant to use. Oh well. Ileana, level up. Level 19. Strength, magic, and holy crow. Ileana, you're growing well. What the heck happened? Jokes aside. The Laguz Lance or the Halberd? I'll use the Halberd just because I think it'll help. In the meantime, level up Nephany. Kind of crummy, but it was also the two most important stats, so I can't complain that heavily, I think. And up here, boots. Meanwhile, on that side of the map, just going to move Zahark right there. Whoops, wrong character. I'll just might Zahark over. I'm gonna just lure them back that way. And Rolf, you get over here too. Anybody need healing? Yeah, just a little bit on Nephany. I'll definitely say I do not regret giving her the Laguz Lance right now. And Boyd, you can sit there. Your movement range looks like that. Actually, it's much better if I stand on the other side of this cat. And Leth, very nicely done. Volk, stand right here. And that should be everything this turn, I think. Meanwhile, Leth takes no damage. Go Ravens for being so awful. Next up. Very nicely done. I should get to the two things I want next turn. As that's top right, and that spot's the important one. That one is super cryptic if you've never... if you don't know this game. Mighty Hark over. I'm just gonna keep the Laguz Slayer on. As that should do more than enough. Reese, since I can see the movement. It'll be okay. Meanwhile, Warm, he hasn't done transformed at all. Which is a little bit concerning. But, for now, Fire. And nobody can even get a double on him. So, he's going to be a little while before he goes down. But yeah, as we close up the chapter, Warm is a Laguz, of course, so can't attack him at close range. Bit of a shame. And you got the boots, right? There's only one last hidden item I haven't gotten, which should be actually kind of close to where we started, which is another coin. Aside from the two that I'm going to get with Leth and whatchamacallit. Aside from the ones that I'm going to get with Leth, by the way, very important for this one, Leth or Mordecai has to enter this tile in order for this event to happen properly. Otherwise, you just get the weapon this character is holding. Oh, did I do it on the wrong space? Yes, I did. It's supposed to be that one. My bad. Meanwhile, along the edge, there's a weight gem. This boss isn't exactly healing every turn, and it's not like I have a chance to crit, so there's the coin. I'm going to wait one more turn after this because I want Ileana to score the kill, as I want her to be as close to promotion as possible. In the meantime, I believe the event happens on this space. You'll have to excuse me. Meanwhile, she smells something. And remember how the one dude mentioned that sometimes they see people wandering the dunes? And we meet Stefan. Interesting. And she's Leth from Gallia. Playing at being a hermit, eh? Seems interesting. And what? Why are you staring at me? Meanwhile, fascinated by Gallia's beast tribes. And he wants to go somewhere where they can talk, but they're in the middle of a battle with no time to chit-chat. And once the battle's finished, they can converse. And, as Leth said, found sort of a lunatic. Stefan, if you're looking at his stats, he is absolutely amazing. He has 25 speed, which is nearly enough speed to double every enemy in the game, a couple of exceptions aside. And he has 19 strength. That's way better than Zahark. It comes equipped with the Vagkati, which is the S-rank weapon. On-Mac S-rank and Swords, and Astra. Stefan is absolutely amazing. But the catch is he only has two support partners. They are Mordecai, who I am not using sadly, and Soren. With that done, let's finish the chapter. If you don't care, Stefan's basically going to be filler if I need an extra unit. And that should be enough that I can finish off with bonus experience for the time being. Meanwhile, Muaram, leader of the band. Meanwhile, the companions should be let go. And we have Tormod. And seems he wants to defend Muarim. Interesting. Meanwhile, Laguz Emancipation Army, eh? Trying to cover for everybody and get yourself killed. Seems like they have a bit of a parental relationship, despite one being human. Laguz, who calls himself a subhuman, is protecting a kidnapped Yark who claims to lead the Laguz Emancipation Army. Do I have that right? Because if I do, I have absolutely no idea what any of you are talking about. To be fair, it's just as confusing whenever you read this the first time. So they're going to take some time to talk, that's for sure. And customary to keep Laguz slaves, as it was part of Benyon's history. But as far as the general public is concerned, but there are those who wouldn't, namely nobles. But they wouldn't listen. And that's why fighters keep trying to help them escape. Very interesting. So, they're outlaws by the senators. That makes a lot more sense of what's going on now. But, at the very least, Ike's willing to try and help. Meanwhile, Ike wants to help out. Very sweet of him. In the meantime, what do we have here? Seems that we're catching up with Racing again. As they're actually back in the Serenus Forest. We're in Benyon, of all places. Why the heck did he come here? What happened? Plenty of things, Racing. And it seems like Naysal is having second thoughts. Meanwhile, Racin's absolutely horrified at seeing the Serenus. But, then again, this forest used to be so different. More ancient language! It's many years since he heard it last. Why? How did this? It's been this way since the clan's been going. Most of the trees are dead. And, yeah, Racin's not kidding. Anywho. Beneath contempt, eh? I called you groveling today, to humans today, and labeled you a traitor. And thinks he was overly harsh. I wouldn't say that after what's about to happen. I'd say that he's worse than a groveling traitor. No vision whatsoever. If we're discovered by humans, they'll overwhelm and capture them. Then again, you're the Raven King, Naysala. I'm fairly sure you could slaughter everybody without breaking a sweat. Right, make yourself comfortable. And making him seem comfy. But in reality, Duke Tanis. Interesting. Mountain of Suet stays hidden. If Racing catches so much as a glimpse of his bulk, he'll take wing. Now then. He sold his friend out. Damn. What a traitor. But we'll take care of that in the next part, where we definitely have a lot of story to go through. Thank you for watching, everybody. Please hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons, as well as hit the notification bell to stay up to date. I'll see you in the next part.